with his rival not too far behind, playing with the lead, going to the final round can sometimes be tricky. Do they have what it takes to get it done?
Yeah, that'll work. That's fine.
Sitting at 7 under par for the day. Currently tied for top spot. Yeah, this is the stuff we love, getting after this par 5 in 2.
Always like the aggressive play, going for it in 2 and get rewarded for it.
Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Anything in 5 feet to be handy from here. That's a long-range bomb, and with it, puts extra strain on the person chasing behind them. Leading by a couple after that hole.
2 holes to go, Luke. I know who I like.
Oh, don't we love a short par 4, particularly on the penultimate hole, Rich. 17 here, playing under 300 yards.
Luke, at just 283 yards, listen, if you're not going to go for this green, you better just give up your tour card. I mean, literally, this is a begging to be gone. This hole is going to show you what kind of player you truly are. Take out the 3-wooder driver, knock it on the green, make eagle, make the crowd go wild. Anything less than that? No, thank you.
Good shot there, Beamer. Second shot here on the 17th. Well, that was fantastic. What a shot from the leader. Now let's switch our focus to Rickie Fowler.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
This is downhill. Can't be too bold.
Oh, that's a nice line. And another one goes. And with it, an increase of his lead. Still in the lead now after that hole. Well, what a lovely position to be in. Holding the lead, playing the last. Good luck. Wow, that was just striped. And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
They're setting up this next shot into quite an elevated green, Luke.
Going with the 7. That's a lovely shot here at the 18th, and a chance for birdie at the last. And he can win the event here if he can hold this putt.
This looks like it's got...
Ladies and gentlemen, they've just won their first ever PGA Tour event. Rich, what do you think's going through their mind right now?
Nothing. They're confused about everything right now. I tell you, you win and you can't believe it just happened. You really just have no idea. You're shocked. It's a great feeling.
But what a memorable moment this is, Rich.
An exciting tournament, an exciting finish. Love it. First victory on the PGA Tour. Congratulations.
I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beem, and on behalf of all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, it's goodbye for now. 2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Serenity Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth. And it's hello to Henny Koyak down on the course, following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm glad to be here covering this week's featured group, and what a pairing, as these two have been hinting at quite a budding rivalry here.
No kidding, Henny. This player, he seems to have picked out Bubba Watson as the man to beat. That's ambitious.
Luke, you know when you think that you've got a player on the ropes, maybe they're in the middle of the trees, in the middle of a bunker, and you think they've got no shot. And then they do, in fact, put it to 2 feet. And then you're really frustrated. That's Bubba, every single time. He's that player.
No, you can't out-Bubba Bubba, can you? There's nothing elementary about this, Watson, is there? Can't wait to see how this rivalry plays out, though. Great shot. Well, you'd have to think this person's got a head full of confidence, Rich, coming off a last start win.
The game is coming easy to this player right now, so no reason not to believe they can't do it again this week.
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron. And he's safely on the green with that shot. And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard. Bit too heavy-handed there. Time now for the 4th shot. Wow, that almost went in the hole. Lovely touch. Well played.
You better believe it is great stuff to watch.
Currently at +1 for the day. Let's go down to John McCarthy for our on-course report. And John, you've now had some time to walk the course this week before today's show. What are we in for today at the Jacobson Homestead?
Well, Luke, yes, I love walking around this rural setting. Not a whole lot of trouble to start off with, but things heat up quite a bit when you hit the 7th hole, par 4. Has a dogleg left and a few bunkers and trees to deal with off the tee. Back 9 opens with a narrow and lengthy par 5, but that's really as tricky as it gets. I guess it gets a little swampy on the 15th, but the water generally won't be a factor for many players out there in the field. They saved the most challenging tee shot for the 18th, which leads up to an elevated green for the approach. That will be a fun hole to watch this week. Hopefully provide some drama coming down the final stretch. Let's see what happens, guys.
That's nicely done. Oh, this is exciting. A putt for an eagle. That one raced by. Bit of work coming back. This one just outside 7 feet to the hole. Was on a good line. 3 feet to go here to the hole.
This is what they have left for par.
The only good thing about free putting for par is you don't drop a shot. This hole is a par 4, and it's a pretty lengthy one at that. That was pummeled. Great drive. And Henny, what kind of a shot are they facing this time?
Oh, the breeze has just got up. You see where the flags are flickering, and it's straight back up into this player.
Opting for the 5-iron.
The wind was howling, but that didn't matter.
7 feet to the cup. And with that lovely play, they're now ahead of their rival. It's getting serious, isn't it? What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 30 feet from the cup.
So after that effort, this is what the leaderboard looks like. And with that now, back to level par.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Looks to be going with the 6-iron. Not a bad approach. Grab the putter from the caddy. You're dancing.
There's a long way, but I tell you what, I've seen it happen before, so there's a chance.
Well, this would be a bonus. This is a very long putt. That's frustrating. And this one will be for bogey. Now 4 back after that hole. It's time to step on the tee here at the 5th. And what are we looking at here, Henny?
Setting up here from about 155. Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge.
That dog will hunt.
This putt, a chance to move inside the top 20 on the leaderboard. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? And that should secure the par on this one. And now to Bubba Watson.
He's 1 stroke behind his rival in this event.
And after that effort, this is how the field is shaping up. Well, good move there. Anything north on the leaderboard's always pleasant. This hole is a par 5.
No harm, no foul there with that shot.
Rich, one of the big advantages for the experienced players on tour is their history around particular courses. But what advice would you give to the new players who are coming to a course for the first time and how to handle it?
I would say tread easily. Go in there and just try to get into a good rhythm on the golf course. Don't try and go out and hit too many heroic shots or go after too many flag sticks, because if you don't know what the consequences are if you don't pull off that shot, well, shame on you. So I think that the veterans obviously have more knowledge about golf courses, and they can say, oh, I don't want to miss it there because that's dead. I've seen it happen before. When you go into a new golf course, Luke, you got to go in with it and just try and play a little bit on the defensive side. Don't get too greedy. Don't try and make too many things happen. Go in there, find some fairways, find some greens, hole a few putts here and there, get some confidence going first before you start attacking pins.
Putting for birdie. This looks good. Always nice to hold those for a birdie. And that'll move him to even par for the tournament. Teeing off here at the 7th. But there's no doubt they'd have some positive vibes coming off that birdie. Let's see if they can keep it rolling. This one's looking good off the tee. That should find the short stuff.
They've decided to club up.
That's some good golf right there. Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Straight back up this hill. Can be firm here.
Come on, ball. Don't deny him.
Well, nice to drop a putt of that length. Well done.
Gotta like it. 2 in a row.
He's currently tied for 14th.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
Going with the hybrid.
Going for less club here.
Well, at least it's on the green. That's the positive.
Slim chance for a birdie, but in all reality, 2 putt for par would be just fine.
Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. It's just about 3 feet away. Job done. Let's head to the next. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. We've reached the 9th hole. Time to tee off. Wonderfully played. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Setting up here from about 195 yards.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here. Well, take notes, folks. That's how you do it.
And a fantastic look upcoming.
This putt to join those amongst the top 10 on the leaderboard. That's tracking. And that's their 4th birdie of the day. And that will take him to 2 under. This is the transition point of the round, making the turn, heading for home. How do you rate this player's performance so far?
Luke, so far, it's been entertaining watching these two go head-to-head. Not too sure exactly how this is going to play out, but so far, so good. Love watching these two compete. Pretty good shot there.
Looks to me, Rich, that this player has a ton of confidence. Put themselves right back in position to win straight off their last start.
They're going to have to make some birdies coming down the closing stretch, but they have a lot of good vibes coming from that last win. I expect more of the same this week.
This one should find the rough. And here we are with the 3rd shot. 2 strokes off the lead. And now to Bubba Watson.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Let's get back to it, shall we? Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Yeah, he's been prowling around this one. It's 11 foot out. This for back-to-back birdies.
If it's up, it could be in. And racking up their 5th birdie of the day. And that will take him to 3 under. He's currently tied for 3rd.
Managing to chase down the leaders, closing that gap. Gotta like it.
This one looks to be headed towards the fairway. Correction, mate. This one ended up in the sand. Most golfers these days, Rich, are quite generic style players. It's that hit it as far as you can, knock it on the green, try and hold some putts. But with Bubba Watson, we just got the artist back in the game, didn't we? We had someone who was prepared to do whatever it needed to be to get that ball in the hole. He's just astonishing to watch.
You know, to me, Luke, I think Bubba was born in the wrong era. I think he would have been better served with persimmon woods, Balata golf balls, and blades, and I think that he would be an even bigger impact on the game than he currently is, if that's even possible. I watch what he does with the modern equipment, and it's mind-blowing. He's one of the few players, Luke, that I will actually go in the driving range and watch hit golf shots because it is so fun to watch him aim 30 yards left and just try and hit these big sweeping hooks and fades and I mean, it's just unbelievable what he can do with the golf ball. His eye-hand coordination is simply the best in the game.
A perfect little fade. Should find the green. Yeah, that was a safe play. Well, this would be a big putt to make. A birdie always nice, but particularly when it's a 2.
Come on, ball. Come on.
That's one of those putts that you're proud of at the end of a round. They all add up. And that will take him to 5 under. Nicely played. Moving on up the leaderboard now after that hole. Teeing off here on the 13th hole.
Oh, look at that. You don't want that ball back.
And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Setting up here from about 150 yards.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron.
What a shot from the rough. This is gorgeous.
Well, that'll work. Up on the dance floor. Could have been worse. Now let's change gears and head over to Bubba Watson.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And Henny, what are they looking at here?
All right, down the hill here. Got to be gentle.
Oh, so close. That's disappointing. An opportunity to make their par. In she goes. Let's head to the next. He's currently tied for first. We find ourselves on the tee, one of the stronger par 4s on the back 9 here at Jacobson Homestead. The 14th playing 483, Rich, from the tips.
Yeah, generous landing area, thankfully out to the right-hand side. Obviously a bunker down the left, and if you miss it even further left, there's water lurking. But the second shot, this is where it gets slippery. This is where it gets dangerous, especially to a back right hole location. All of a sudden, the water down the right-hand side comes into full view. Bailing out to the left in the bunker, not so hot either. Tell you what, it takes a brave player to fire at this flag stick. This one is all over it.
This would be a great up and down from this spot. Like that. Always good when you've got hands like that around the green.
Judging it beautifully.
And that brings to an end that hole. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. Time to hit a good one here at the 15th. They have put some hurt on that ball. Send it. Going with a 3-wood here. Getting ready to play their third. Just one shot back now. This putt for the lead.
Yes, 3 holes to go. This is getting to be a nail biter.
just didn't drop. Here's a putt to move into a share of top spot on the leaderboard.
With 3 holes to go, it's a good position to be in.
The putt drops, now at 5 under, heading down the stretch.
All right, folks, get ready. This should be fun.
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. He finds himself in a share of the lead.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
Let's see what happens here at the 16th. Chosen the pitching wedge here. Seemed to lose the handle on that shot.
Missing it short there. They will definitely be upset.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. What have they got in front of them here, Henny?
Setting up this putt 11 feet from the cup. Rolling end over end. This putt's looking great.
And now to Bubba Watson.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Ah, yes. The gentle fade. The butter cut, if you will.
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Time to take a look at what this par 4 might be in order. Needs to make a move soon. Time for the second shot at the 17th. Going with the 5-wood. Well struck. Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this.
Always rooting for this player, Luke. I hope this one goes.
Well, that's a bit disappointing.
Sometimes when you try and get it up the hill, you just forget to hit it sometimes, and it seems so in this case.
Oh, I don't mind this par putt. And that putt will drop. Well done. Just 2 shots back after that hole. Rich, we find ourselves at the finishing hole here at Jacobson Homestead, and it seems strange to be playing it just at 400 yards.
I tell you what, though, I like this finishing hole because it gives you options. You don't have to necessarily hit driver here. If you do, you got to take it over some pretty tall trees, and you can't miss it to the left-hand side. The safe play, lay it out to the right, but now your second shot becomes just a little bit longer, a little bit more difficult to get it that close to the hole. I love the options you have on this finishing hole. A great opportunity for one final birdie.
He didn't look to hit that one quite so flush.
Looking for the draw, but not finding it.
How close was that to going down? And this putt for a final score of 67.
This is on a stupendous line.
That's a fine effort, that one. You always want to putt those ones stone dead. And with it, that concludes his event. Well, Rich, after coming so close to going back-to-back, you just wonder the way they finished. Maybe the occasion just got a little bit too much for them.
Luke, this player did everything to seal back-to-back wins on the PGA Tour. Unfortunately, coming up just a touch short. Still 2 awesome weeks.
Well, that just about concludes our coverage. I'm Luke Elvey, and on behalf of Rich Beem, plus all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, it's good night for now. .2K Sports and the PGA Tour proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Shriners Hospitals for Children Open is about to start. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beem in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group today.
Hi Luke, I'm pleased to be following this featured group as there are rumours of quite a rivalry kicking off between these two players.
And this week, Henny, they're looking to beat Harold Varner III. It should be an exciting and entertaining duel.
Absolutely, Luke. Harold Varner III is one of the most charismatic, talkative and highly skilled players out there on tour. He'll either cut you down with his game or his slick talking. You better be on your guard.
Yes, he's got a sharp tongue and a clever game. Let's see how HV3 goes up against this player in this rivalry.
Wow, did this come out beautifully.
All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. What's in front of them, Henny?
The perfect leave. Uphill, can be firm. Ooh, right by the hole. This is a bogey putt coming up. And unfortunately, it's going to be a drop shot to begin the day.
Just the thing they didn't want to have happen. An opening bogey. Hopefully that does not set the tone for the rest of the day.
That's a nice looking tee shot, that one. And Henny, What's he facing with this one?
This is down breeze, so it's going to be tough to stop it on this green. All right, going with a little bit more club. Let's see.
Good shot there. And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Okay, time to return to the action. This putt is from 14 feet.
He's staring down a birdie putt here.
This one's tracking.
Oh, well played. So after that hole, he's now up to even with the card.
Gotta like it. Moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
The third hole at TPC Summerlin is a very strong par 4 measuring 492 yards. There's a huge ravine that works right up through the middle of this. It requires a very strong drive up the right half to go at this green in 2. There is a big fairway to the left if you want to tuck over and get up and down for your par that way. Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
A little bit of breeze ruffling the old hair, and it's coming straight on.
Opting for the 5-wood. Not sure if that's how they drew it up.
Well, trying to draw that one in there, but not committing to it, leaving it out.
Oh, that's unlucky. A buried lie in the bunker. Doesn't get much harder. And here we are with their 4th. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Just a short putt remaining here. Sitting at 1 over for the day. The 4th at TPC Summerlin is a pretty straightaway par 4 measuring 450 yards from the back tees. The fairway bunkers down the left and right are to be avoided. Really, not much to this hole. Just be accurate on approach. Ah, that's not the shot he was hoping for. Henny, do you have a better look at this lie?
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the second cut. Got great connection here. Yeah, this is looking good. That lie was just nasty. That's the best they could do from there.
Here's HV3. Let's catch up with the current proceedings. Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. That's a wonderfully played chip shot there.
Great touch.
This putt's about 4 feet from the hole. This one's looking good. Trailing by 4 strokes. The 5th at TPC Summerlin is a par 3 measuring 197 yards. Depending on where they put the tees on this hole ensures the type of club you need to get at it. If you're going at it, make sure you avoid that bunker that's short and right. This is from miles away. Oh, just missed. Yeah, that looked to be a bit of a misread. Right on 4 feet. Should make this one.
Starts off on a good line.
And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
He's got some work to do, but he's only one back from his rival.
And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. Now 4 back after that hole. The 6th at TPC Summerlin is a snaking par 4, playing 430 yards. There's a big waste area up to the left-hand side that needs to be avoided. If you can position your drive on the right half of this fairway, it gives you the best shot up the hill to a green that is not protected by any bunkers. It's heading to the rough for mine. Henny, what's the player facing here?
He's got, I'd say, a solid 145 here.
Opting for the hybrid, I think. Not sure if that's what they're intending to do.
Now from that lie, missing the green was always an option.
That's a touch of class.
Yes, very smooth tempo there on that chip.
Let's see if you can make this. Keep the par on the card.
Well, HV3 looking a little gloomy because this putt could put him down behind his playing partner.
And this player's moving up on the leaderboard after that hole. The 7th at TPC Summerlin is a short par 4 measuring just 382 yards off the tips. Really, you just want to avoid the trees on the left-hand side because that will prevent you getting at the green, which is well guarded by bunkers and trees. Lay up, short right, a nice little wedge in here, and try and make a birdie. Henny, how's that ball lying?
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the second cut. This is not sitting nicely.
Going with the hybrid. That wasn't their best approach, Beamer.
Oh, as we can see there, the wind definitely affecting that shot.
Didn't that look good for a long time? Putting for a par now. Well done. And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's one stroke behind his rival in this event.
Harold Varner III setting up his next shot. And after that effort, that's how it looks. The 8th at TPC Summerlin is a big par 3 playing 239 from the tips. A well-struck shot will avoid the gully here, but anything to the left half can roll off the green. The bunker short rider also to be avoided, so you don't make a sloppy bogey. Looks to be going with a hybrid here. A nice approach shot there, pin high inside the range. What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
Yeah, he's been prowling around this one. It's 11 foot out. This is what they have left for birdie here. Oh, that was such a good stroke.
That putt went a bit long there. Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. Okay, let's head to the next. Trailing by 4 strokes. The ninth at TPC Summerlin is a par 5 measuring over 563 yards. Really, the main aim here is to just avoid that bunker off the left of the tee. Then, if safely in the fairway, you can get after this green. A strong shot will play to the left half of this green and feed down to any hole location. A birdie chance, no doubt. The history of golf has been littered with some great characters for the modern game. Harold Varner III is right up there. A really personable guy, just effervescent. And I think, Rich, the only thing we're all waiting for is that first W to come. He seems to deserve it.
I can't wait to see what happens when he gets that first W. Oh, it's going to be blissfully fun. He's such an engaging personality that you can't help but just like him. He is out there enjoying every single moment of being on the PGA Tour, playing against the best in the world, and he believes that he can hang with every single one of those players. It hasn't kind of shown up yet, but there's no doubt in my mind with the belief that he has in his own game, that alone will carry him to a win on the PGA Tour sooner than later, and I'm thinking it could happen as early as this year.
What an opportunity to make a birdie. No, that's too bad. Just 3 feet to the cup. Well, that's a momentum maintainer. Well done. And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
He's got some work to do, but he's only 1 back from his rival.
Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead. The 10th at TPC Summerlin is the beginning hole of a back 9 that has many challenges and also a lot of fun holes. Not overly long at 420 yards. You're just trying to avoid any trouble off the tee so you can get a clear shot at this green. A chance to begin the back 9 with a birdie. And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's 1 stroke behind his rival in this event.
And back to the play, shall we? No green in red, but a chance to save their par. Oh, you see that one bouncing around the branches like a pinball machine? And just about 8 feet left to the hole. That was a gallant attempt. Just a 4-footer remaining.
Looks good.
Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. Placement off the tee is required at the TPC Summerlin 11th hole, par 4, measuring 448 yards. The big bunker down the right side is to be avoided at all costs. And there's also a little tree there which might affect any line of sight approach to this green. And taking aim from around 100 yards here.
Downwind on this shot.
Feeling strong, going for less club. What an amazing approach shot. I think their rival, Harold Varner III, has a worthy competitor this week.
Oh, good look at a birdie here.
Looking good.
That's the way to bounce back. Good way to make up for the bogey at the last. And stepping up the standings after that effort. The 12th here at Summerlin is another short par 4. 442 yards off the tips, but plays slightly downhill and leaves just a short iron approach. The only real danger here is the big body of water that starts around 150 yards short and goes right up past the green. That's not what they hoped for. I'm definite about that. What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Setting up from about 100 yards.
And choosing the 8 iron here. Oh, this would be handy if it could bounce right. Not a bad play, that one.
Slim chance here for birdie, but you never know.
Here's Harold Varner III. That's a good stock shot, the fade, isn't it? And back to the course with the live action. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Just got to trickle this one in the front door. It's downhill.
It was on a good line. Big putt for par coming up. That gets the job done. Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard after that effort. The 13th at TPC Summerlin is a monster par 5 measuring over 600 yards from the back tees. The big hitters with a tail breeze can cover that bunker on the left-hand side. But if you want to lay up, make sure you've given yourself the right number because there's a lot to this green and plenty of ways to 3-putt it. Be careful on approach. Atta boy, good shot. Yeah, that one will play. And now heading over to Harold Varner III.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Sitting at 1 over. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
This one, guys, he's got around 9 feet. This is tracking right into the front of this cup.
And with that now, back to level par.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
The 14th at TPC Summerlin is a straightaway par 3 playing 168 yards. The green slopes right to left, so make sure you've got the right length of club so you're not left with a long putt. Going with the 8-iron here. This would be a great up and down. A 7-footer right here.
Solid little par putt here.
Right over the spot they were looking at.
That's a good putt for par. You'll take it. So no movement on the leaderboard, remaining at even overall. The 15th at TPC Sutherland is a great short par 4. In fact, a lot will try and drive it in the tournament. If you want to lay it back, you've got around about 115 yards uphill to a green where you can't see those back hole locations. However, a good aggressive play here must avoid the pot bunkers around the greens or the big waste area to the left. A chance to make a birdie here or even an eagle. Well, that's a handy shot. And now let's head over to Harold Varner III.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? Time for the second shot at the 15th. This would be a great up and down. An opportunity to make a par here.
So far, so good.
And the putt drops. Now even par heading down the stretch. The 16th at TPC Summerlin is another one of those great scoring holes en route to the finish. A par 5 playing 560 yards. A well-struck drive up the right half here gives you a chance to get at this green in 2. If you are going for the green, make sure you've got enough club because that huge penalty area in front of it will ruin any score. Be careful going through the green here as well because getting down from over the back is not that easy. Opting for the 3-wood. Well, that's not ideal. Finding the trees. That was a little untidy, wasn't it? Straight into the water. Henny, I'm sure you've got a better look of that lie.
Well, it's a little deeper into the rough, but it's sitting nicely.
Oh, a lovely opportunity to save par here.
This is on a great line.
Solid par putt that. So no movement there. The player remains at even par. The 17th at TPC Summerlin is a downhill par 3 playing 196 yards. Jonathan Bird once famously holed out in the playoff here to snatch the title. The green shapes right to left towards the hazard, so make sure if you're going to go for it, be very accurate. Going with the 6-iron here. That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say.
It needed to put some draw on that one, but just couldn't get it dialed in.
Let's get back to it, shall we? They're looking to get this one close in hopes of saving par. Well, safely on the surface. Maybe it's time to hole a long-range bomb. He has this putt to save his par. Well, that was a beauty. That had eyes to the whole way. That shot so good, we need to have another look.
I could watch this one all day. Who would have thought that would go in?
So, no movement on the leaderboard there, remaining at even overall. The 18th at TPC Sutherland is a 444-yard par 4 with a big body of water just beyond the gully, which you've got to drive. Make sure you avoid those bunkers on the right side to give you a good iron into this green. Looks like this one's heading safely for the fairway. And what's in front of them there, Henny?
Setting up here from about 180 yards.
Opting for the 6-iron. That's a good shot by him. He'll be delighted. Let's see if we can make this big putt for birdie. Looking really good, this one. Didn't quite have the right stuff there. And this putt for a final score of 71. And that'll be all she wrote today. Well played. Well, that was another spectacular day's viewing. I certainly enjoyed bringing the action alongside Rich Beem and Henny. What did you witness down there? A victory over Harold Varner III?
Luke, I don't even know what I witnessed. I need to go and sit in a dark room and think about that. I saw some incredible shots pulled off that should never have been pulled off, and in the end, Harold Varner III was beaten. I think this player will be so pleased with that they'll use the confidence and just propel themselves forward in the next event and beyond.
Well, that'll just about do it. On behalf of Rich Beem, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time. K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Champions Invitational is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside major champion Rich Beem in the booth, and it's wonderful to welcome in Henny Koyak, who's out on the course following our featured group.
Hi Hi, Luke. Really looking forward to some exciting play from our featured group today. This player has hinted at a rivalry with their playing partner this week.
Well, Henny, it sounds like they're trying to beat young Will Zalatoris. I'm really looking forward to this matchup.
Oh, as am I. Wily Will found his way onto the tour in a very unusual manner, and he kept himself there. The pressure is not too much for him. He can handle anything. He's a fierce young man, a young man of the future, and I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with his game. Where can you beat him? Where can you see any of those defenses? He's very confident, and as I said, Luke, he can take that pressure.
Yeah, well, he might be slight in stature. I think he's 160 pounds wringing wet, but he's big on confidence and bold with his iron play. There is not a flag he won't fire at, so if you want to beat Will Zalatoris, you better go hole hunting. Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Yeah, 15 feet out. He's been staring this one down. This is what they have left for a par. What a putt. Started this perfectly.
He's currently tied for 11th. And now let's catch up with John McCarthy for an on-course report. What can we expect from Echo Park Golf Club this week, John?
Well, Luke, one thing I can say about this after walking the course this morning, it's a long one. So distance off the tee, especially important here at Echo Park. The course starts off along the big lake. There are a few holes that hug the edge of this lake, not unlike a Bay Hill, but here you get hit with it right off the start. And when you get away from the water, you get hit with the sand on the 6th. There's a thin corridor of fairway that leads to the green that weaves its way through. I think there's 5-6 bunkers leading up to and surrounding the 6th green. And from there on out, the players are going to be on the watch for the sand because it's sneaky and it's hard to avoid in certain situations. It's going to be an exciting time here, I think, this week at Echo Park.
That was wonderfully done. And here we are with the third shot. See if you can get that one to come back to the left a little. A wonderful shot and a chance for birdie here at the second. Nice line. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's got some work to do, but he's only one back from his rival.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. He's currently tied for 6th. Time to see what this par 4 has in store. And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
He's got around 100 yards here.
Well, that certainly makes putting a lot easier when you can hit a shot like that.
Birdie at the last. This for another. Looking better.
Okay, steady now. This putt of about 7 feet to the hole.
Yep, tracking nicely.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? And this next putt, it's for bogey. And unfortunately dropping back to even par there.
Unfortunately, backing up slowly but surely on that leaderboard, Luke.
Here we are at Echo Park Golf Club, the 4th hole, and it's a big brute of a par 4.
Off the tee, your eyes look down the left-hand side and see 2 massive bunkers and obviously the water. So anything right of that is just fine. If you find the fairway, second shot is downhill just a little bit to a long, narrow green that has got bunkers down the right-hand side. Distance control with that second shot is absolutely imperative if they want to have a good look at birdie.
Choosing the 9-iron here. Yep, that one's on the dance floor. You can 2-putt that for sure. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Chance to get one under the card with this putt.
They've got this to get ahead of Will Zalatoris and leave him in their dust trail.
It's tracking. Well, that'll play, and that will take him to 1 under. He's currently tied for 4th. It's time to step onto the tee here at the 5th. Going with the 7.
Wow, showing Will Zalatoris that this rivalry is indeed not to be taken lightly.
Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. Looks good off the blade. The putt drops, and that's back-to-back birdies.
2 in a row there, Luke, getting their groove on.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Yeah, he needs to press on that gas pedal. He's 2 strokes back from his rival.
Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. And they'd be feeling buoyed with confidence after that birdie. Here's a good chance to maintain the momentum.
Really hoping they play this one aggressively.
Wow, that was just striped. Rich, there's plenty of paths to the PGA Tour, but few seem to bash their way to the PGA Tour quicker than Will Zalatoris. It was an immediate impact he had, and it's just such an exciting game he possesses.
Watching him go from the Korn Ferry Tour and essentially bypassing all of that fairly immediately with the 3 wins and getting onto the PGA Tour and having such a profound effect when he was out there really is quite astonishing. Without getting the win, but seemingly in contention each and every week out there, you feel the sky is the limit for what's going to happen with this young man. He is so disciplined in what he does in a round of golf. He's got a great mind in the way that he approaches the game and how he advances the golf ball to point A to point B to point. He sees this golf course 3 shots in advance. It's just kind of like it's right there in front of him. He reminds me of an old school pool player who he's already made all the shots. Now just has to go ahead and just sink the next one because he set himself up perfectly for the next one. It's impressive.
This putt for par here. That's frustrating. Putting for a bogey. And down it goes. Now 4 back after that hole. Let's see what happens here on the 7th. That's tiny.
Nicely done.
Getting ready to play their third. 4 strokes off the lead. Oh, that's all class. And that will move him up the leaderboard as well. And let's have another look at that one.
Oh yeah, look at those hands. What a chip shot.
Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
Let's return to live play now. Trailing by a couple of strokes now. Time to play one of the one-shotters.
An eagle on the last hole for this player. Let's see if they can't build on the momentum they've created.
Looks like they've got the 5-wood. This should play. That was a bit of a miscue.
Try to draw that one in there, Luke. Just missed the mark.
Ooh, that almost went down. Well, this would be a great par putt if he can make this. Oh, what a stroke. Nicely holed and for par. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. A long par 4 this hole. And what are we looking at here, Henny?
Setting up here from about 200 yards.
Opting for the hybrid, I think. And he's not hit the mark on that approach.
No, they tried to fade that one in there, but got a little steep on it.
Going with the hybrid.
Clubbing up, smart. Got to control it though. Let's see.
All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. Wow, that almost went in the hole. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Has to putt this one downhill. Oh yeah, this is tracking nicely.
Now, nice to make a mid-range par putt. He's currently tied for second. Always love a new beginning. Here we are at the opening hole of the back 9, the 10th. Oh, that's a high caliber shot. 1 win so far this season. Looking for number 2 here today. Sitting at -3, currently tied for second. Nice recovery there.
Such soft hands.
3 feet to go here to the hole. Nice one. 4th birdie of the day. And that will take him to 4 under. The 11th at Echo Park is a par 4 stretching at 430 from the back tees.
Just a slight bit uphill off the tee shot. Find a spot at that far bunker, Luke, that you want to aim at and go ahead and turn it loose. From there, second shot goes over a nice little meandering stream that wanders throughout the golf course to a green, clover-like in appearance, but I gotta say, this is really one of the coolest holes on the golf course. I love it.
Going with the 5-iron here.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. What have they got in front of them here, Henny?
Careful not to leave this one short. It's back uphill and nothing worse than leaving an uphill putt short.
This has eyes for the hole. Beautiful shot. Well, I think that warrants another look. Let's see that again.
Yeah, let's see this again. Have this one on repeat.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Let's head to the 12th hole. Oh, that's a lovely shape shot. It's fair to say that that approach didn't hit the mark.
And coming up well short.
How close was that to going down? And this putt to move into a tie for first.
This really looks good.
Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
It's time to check on the leaderboard. And that makes him tied for first.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Well, the 13th hole here at Echo Park Golf Club is not as kind. A big hole at 504 from the tips.
Well, thankfully, it's slightly downhill off the tee, but yes, avoid those bunkers down the right-hand side, and of course, that meandering brook that is a feature of this golf course. Big hitters can actually take it over everything down that right-hand side, but that's for the brave few. Second shot, downhill slightly to a massive green. Just some big bunkers on the left-hand side, but plenty of bailout room over to the right.
Well, Rich, this won't come as a big surprise, will it? Because there's a lot of people talking about this player. They've been performing beautifully all season, and many think they can win this event.
It's never a surprise when you speak this player's name. They've been so good all year long. They've got to be one of the favorites, not only for this tournament, but also for the season-long FedEx Cup.
This is an extremely long putt. You might even have to hinge on this one. Ouch, that hurts. Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. 5 feet coming up to the cup.
It's looking solid.
There it is. Trailing by a stroke after that hole. Let's see what happens here at the 14th.
Trying to work a little draw into this flag.
And he's down there.
He is right on the 150-yard marker here.
Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
And here we are with the third shot. Currently a shot off the lead. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Well done. That takes the pressure off the putt. That's a chip to be proud of.
Love watching this player around the greens.
If he makes this, he'll save his par. Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard. Welcome to this hole. It's a par 4. Oh, that is bombed. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Setting up here from about 165 yards.
Looks to have chosen the 7-iron. Yeah, you hit a beauty, didn't you? A chance to move to 5 under par.
This is their look at birdie.
This one's looking good.
Mark it down. That's birdie number 5.
They're going to have to dig deep to pull this one out. Let's see what they got.
Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead. Here we are in front of a par 3. Opting for the 9-iron. This is the all-important stretch. Time to make your move. Oh, I like that. Opting for a bit of shape with the ball flight. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Well, this is an important putt for the tournament here, Rich.
Certainly is. Let's watch it unfold, Luke.
Ooh. A par putt awaits. Good looking putt. In the end, that will be a disappointing par after such a great approach shot.
Couldn't convert after 2 good shots there. Disappointment as they're so close to the lead.
This hole's a tough 2-shotter, a long par 4.
one's right out of the top drawer.
Sitting at 5 under for the day. Tied for second place. Looks to be going with the 5-iron.
Yeah, that's a good line. That should find the surface.
That should set up another chance. And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard.
One of the good guys out there, Luke. I am hoping for this one to fall.
Just didn't drop. Now, this would be a timely one to hole. Let's make this putt. Oh, so close. And this one is for bogey.
In she goes. Let's head to the next.
Now 3 strokes back after that hole.
And now teeing off on the final hole of this round.
You're going to put your foot down. This is as good a time as any. Lovely effort, that. Getting ready to play their third.
3 shots off the lead.
Ooh, that almost went down.
And he's down there. You got a read?
Setting up this putt 21 feet from the cup.
Short game has been absolutely fantastic today.
Come on, don't be shy.
And that'll wrap things up for him here at this tournament. Well, Rich, we had high expectations for this player early, but sadly, no win in the end.
No, they just couldn't quite get their game going in the final round. Unfortunately, comes up a little bit short, but what can I say? Another solid performance.
On behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.